European Tchoukball Championships 2010. The final match of the entire tournament is GB men versus Swiss men. And all referees indicate they're ready, and the ball comes in now to the Swiss centre pivot, who sends it down to the right hand side. The ball's optioned straight back to him and up to the left hand side, where the ball is shot high and wild over the top. Second line not ready for that one. Nice dipping ball over front line. So GB about to bring the ball in now. And GB bring the ball in now to centre pivot Gary Bond, who sends it down to the right hand side, where it's optioned out back to the centre pivot and sent up to Martin Cates on the right hand side, who shoots through a big gap. Big gaps in the Swiss front line there, a little bit uncharacteristic after last game. So Switzerland bring the ball in, and Loic Henrik sends the ball straight on to the left hand side. Quick switched across, and landing called by the end referee. GB take the ball but are told to reposition. And the ball's played into centre pivot and over to the left hand side, where the ball's switched across and shot, but frame ball called by the end referee. Clearly frame ball, as direction of the ball didn't exit correctly. Okay, Michel frame position now being corrected. Okay, some water on the court. A quick adjustment being made to the frame now. And Michael Rabotot takes the ball now from a breakdown. It's played straight to centre pivot, down to the right hand side, where the ball is shot, and point scored there by Alexandre Dubois. Quick and easy there, no second line as far round for GB. GB now bring the ball in from the back to centre pivot, and the ball is sent back down to the right hand side. Jack Buck sends the ball up to the left hand side other end, where the ball is switched across, and landing called on Martin Cates there. Switzerland have the ball in the right-hand shooter position close to the line and send the ball into centre pivot. The ball goes down to the left-hand side, where the shot comes in high over the top and exploiting another weakness in second-line defence there for GB. That's 2 points that have been scored dipping over front line. So GB start with the ball at the back and bring it into centre pivot. Out it goes to the right-hand side, where it's quickly switched across and shot by Andrew St Ledger, and point scored. Ball comes in for GB now, and play it down to the left-hand side, send it back via an option to the centre pivot, who sends it too far for Swiss right-hander number 11, Laurent Ludi, to get hold of. GB now corrected on their position for the breakdown. Ball comes now from GB to centre pivot and sent down to Richard Gosling, who switches the ball across, but landing called on the switch there for Richard Gosling. Switzerland take a quick ball, send it across, and the ball is diagonally sent to the opposite right-hand corner, where the shot comes in, caught cleanly front line. Andrew St Ledger shoots, and points scored. Okay, Switzerland bring the ball in from the back now, comes over to the right-hand side. The ball's quickly switched across to a lovely aerial switch, popped up front line by GB and caught second line, where Jack Buck is given the ball for a shot, but it comes in frame and short, point given to the Swiss. Right, GB bring the ball in from the back now to Gary Bond. Centre pivot takes his time, sends it back to the right-hand side. Jack Buck pops the ball up across to Richard Gosling, who sends an end ball down to Martin Cates. In comes the shot now, no passes left. Caught cleanly front line by Swiss. Sent to centre pivot and sent back to the left-hand side, where Lionel Sandry where the ball goes dead, Swiss ball. Michael Robertos takes the ball quickly and the shot comes in very quickly from Lionel Sandry. Point scored. GB caught napping on second line there. So GB bring the ball in now to centre pivot. It comes back to the right hand side where the ball's optioned out to Gary Bond, who sends it on its way to Jack Buck. Jack Buck shoots and scores straight through front line on the Swiss defence. Right, Swiss bring the ball in from the back now, and Loic Henriques sends the ball on. It comes back to centre and then back down to left-hand side, where the shot comes in is caught cleanly by Richard Gosling. He passes out to Jack Buck, but the ball is popped up, landing called on Jack Buck. Swiss have the ball on the right-hand side, take the ball quickly, send it to centre pivot and out to the right-hand side. The shot comes in high and is deflected back into play, but cannot be controlled by Richard Jackson's second line. Point to Swiss there, GB ball at the back. So Stu Blakemore brings the ball in now for GB. The ball's returned down to the left-hand side, where it's optioned out quickly and then sent back to the same end to Martin Cates. Martin Cates shoots and the ball is dug up, but dug into the D, and Swiss can't quite get hold of that. Ball comes in now, and it's not gone over the halfway line, so it has to continue on its path. It's now optioned back to the centre pivot and sent back to the left-hand side. Lionel Sandry shoots and the ball is picked up front line but gets away from the GB defence and popped out of play. Stu Blakemore brings the ball in now for GB and the ball is sent on its way to the left hand side. The ball switched across and then sent diagonal long ball across the right hand side. The shot comes in, is popped up easily by Swiss front line, who changed the play to the opposite end. The ball is switched by the left hand player and the right hand shot comes in, but landing called on Alexandre Dubois. GB now have the ball on the right-hand baseline. And they take the ball and unfortunately fumbled on the left-hand side by Richard Gosling. Switzerland take the ball and send it into centre pivot with a bullet pass. In it comes, and number 11, Laurent Ludi shoots and scores. GB couldn't get their organisation on front line to form a solid wall there and were punished for it. So the ball comes in now for GB to centre pivot. Out it comes to Jack Buck, who switches the ball, but travelling called on Jack Buck. The Swiss have the ball now. Simon Bergat takes the ball now into centre pivot and sends it on its way to the left-hand side. The ball's flipped out, switched, and Laurent Ludi shoots and scores. Quick switch punishing GB there. So GB bring the ball in now and send it back to the same end it came from. Ball is switched across where the shot comes in on the 90 degree and Swiss defence not ready for that.